Hello, my name is Bryce Mulvey with CP Carillo, and I wanted to talk to you today about some of our sprint car specific products that we're coming out with in 2017. When you think about a Carillo rod, everybody knows a Carillo connecting rod and has compared their connecting rod to a Carillo connecting rod for the last 50 years. But in the sprint car world, we've been making the same rod for the last 30 years, a 5/850 2-inch journal connecting rod. So what we've done this year is we've taken a lot of data that we've accumulated over the last 30 years and applied it to a new shelf part. So it's the first new Carillo connecting rod that we've had in 30 years. And what we've done is we've taken the rod, shrunken up the beam a little bit, changed the bolts around, and kind of trimmed the fat off of the old rod that used to weigh 630 grams and have a new connecting rod that only weighs 530 grams and can handle the same amount of horsepower level as a 410 sprint car will put out or a 360 sprint car. And it's been really popular. All of the rods run on steel since most guys have converted all of their piston pins over to a DLC coated pin. We've shrunk the rod bolt up a little bit. It still comes with the industry standard car connecting rod bolts, so they're all 3/8 bolts, and we offer a variety of products. So we have rods available in 5/850, 6-inch, and a 866 wrist pin, 927 wrist pin, and a Honda rod journal, and a 2-inch Chevy journal, and anywhere in between. And keep that in mind, if you have any custom connecting rod needs for your applications, you know, most of our business is still custom connecting rods. So if you can dream it up, we can lighten it up, we can machine it, and we can build it. Some of the neat features in the new connecting rod that I was telling you about is we actually have what's called a thrust face flange lightening, where we machine slots into the thrust face of the connecting rod. It reduces the reciprocating weight of the rod, but it also reduces the frictional point of contact that is on the crank fillet. So you're going to have a rod that performs better, lasts longer, and it doesn't sacrifice any strength whatsoever, even though you're going to see a 60 to 70 gram weight reduction per rod. All right, here's our new lightweight sprint car rod for 2017, and this is a traditional Carillo 5/850 rod. So if you just by a glance real fast, you can see some of the differences in the connecting rod. One would be the thrust face flange lightening that I was talking about. You can also see the bolt head size has been reduced to help with weight reduction. And up here on the pin end, we are running it on steel, which is for a DLC coated wrist pin versus the traditional bushing. By doing that, we're able to reduce the strap thickness here and also reduce weight off the pin end of the rod. So when you think of a rod and you hold them in your hand and you see 70 grams lighter, you wonder where does it come out of the connecting rod? It comes out of a lot of little different places, not just one big chunk. So by doing that, with the testing that we've done over the last couple years, we're able to take a rod that we know will withstand anything you can throw at it, which is what the traditional Carillo connecting rod has done for the last 30 years, but put it in a new lighter weight package. Along with our new connecting rods, we've also come up with a brand new hollow dome forging specifically for the ASCS sprint cars. So what we've done is we've taken some of the things we've learned in the past at CP and incorporated some new features into a hollow dome forging. So what you're going to have is a forged side relief on the piston, a little bit stronger box style forging than the traditional round forging that you've seen from CP. And what this does is it gives a little bit more strength in the pin towers. And traditionally, a lot of times when you run deep valve pockets and you try to lighten up the part, you're going to see some cracking across the valve pocket. So the new forging design actually eliminates those problems. We're going to offer a shelf parts in a variety of different sizes, from 3/995 bore all the way up to your big bore stuff, which is 4/155, and varying compression heights. All the pistons will come with a dome that's 13 cc specifically for the ASCS head, with a 1mm top ring that is steel gas nitrided, a 1mm second ring, and a 2mm O-ring that ranges anywhere from 10 to 13 pounds. All of the valve pockets have been increased over the traditional CP product line to where it has a 335,000 steep intake pocket and 265,000 steep exhaust pocket, and all of them will come with vertical gas ports. The best part about the bullet line is we've taken all the stuff we've learned in the custom race parts over the last few years and applied them to a shelf product. So what you're going to get is all the cool features and benefits, but not at the custom price. All of these pistons are designed to be a little bit lighter on your wallet and come complete with rings, pins, and locks as a complete entire package. There are upgrades available if you do want to upgrade to a DLC coated pin, but this is something that's brand new. We've taken this part and we've taken something that was the same weight but made it stronger so it'll last longer in the field at the racetrack. Right here, also on this piston, you'll notice that it has a shorter wrist pin span. So instead of running a traditional 2.75 wrist pin, we're going to reduce the overall length of the wrist pin to 2.25, which helps with weight reduction. You can see the struts on the actual piston itself. The forged side relief. Here you can see the 1mm top and second ring groove, the 2mm oil ring, and on the top you can see the generous valve pockets, the specific dome design for the ASCS Sprint Car head, and vertical gas ports around the whole part. The next product we have for 2017 is our new lightweight bullet connecting rod. We've specifically engineered this connecting rod to work perfectly in the 305 and the 305 Race Saver Sprint Car series. The bullet connecting rod is the same material as a Carillo connecting rod. The only difference is it requires half the machining time because of the forging design. The forging is designed almost near net, so a traditional Carillo rod, it's a 100% machine forging, whereas the bullet rod doesn't have as much machining done to it, and then enables us to transfer that cost off to the end user. So what you have is a rod that is rated for 650 horsepower, 8,500 RPM, and weighs 523 to 530 grams. They vary a little bit for the Race Saver class. It's in a 5.7 that comes in a 200 and 2-inch rod journal with a 927 pin. If you guys have never considered the bullet connecting rod, it's a great alternative to all the other rods that are out there, and it's still made right here in the USA. Here's our bullet connecting rod. You can see it next to the traditional H-beam Carillo rod, where you can see that because it is a near net forging, there is less machine work involved in the connecting rod. You're not going to get a 100% machine forging, but by not machining the rod completely, we're able to have a reduction in cost because of the machine run time. It's the same Carillo material, the 4330M modified, which is going to come with a WMC H11 tool steel bolt, same bushing as a traditional Carillo rod, and it's specifically designed for the 305 Sprint Car applications. So you get a rod that is a 5.7 rod, stock appearing, that will be able to withstand the horsepower levels of the 305 Sprint Car and have the added durability with the better connecting rod bolts to last you throughout the season.